This artist hit number 3 on the iTunes country chart with her hit, Are You Still Up, in 2021. Then in 2023, she reintroduced herself with another hit single, If This Is Love, accumulating almost 2 million streams. And now a new EP from Taylor-Rae. How are you? Congratulations on the release.
Thank you. I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good, thanks. You were born and raised in Alberta, is that right?
Yes.
But now, because of this career, you've made it in Nashville and you're living there now?
I sure am. Yeah, I made the trip down here about 1.5 years ago now.
Oh, that is so cool. You've played at the Calgary Stampede and Cowboys, which is super awesome.
Yes, I know. It's always so much fun to get back to Alberta and play. We're hoping to get there again this summer.
Oh, are you doing this Calgary Stampede?
Stuff is will be announced later, but we're hoping to get back. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. I used to live in Canmore for a little bit, so I frequented the Stampede, and Cowboys was always a blast to go to. So to be able to play there, that's really cool. And now you're living in Nashville. How's that going?
It's great. It's definitely one of those things that I put off for a long time because I love living in Canada. But I moved down here about 1.5 years ago, and since then I've kind of been in the mindset of, man, I really should have done this sooner. But I think you're surrounded by so much talent, and I think it just kind of elevates everything you're doing yourself. So it's been really, really cool.
And you're going to be returning to the stage of Boots and Hearts this summer. Was it last summer that you got runner-up?
2 summers ago.
2 summers, okay. Tell me how that went. So you thought you had a spam email when you applied to it just like a couple days before?
I did. It just in the subject line, it was like, Boots and Hearts, Emerging Artist, Showcase, Semifinalist or whatever, and it was all in caps. And I'm like, that's not real, because I didn't feel like you never get into those competitions, you know?
Yeah.
And I read it, and I just started calling my family. I'm like, you're not going to believe this, but it was awesome. We had such a blast going there, and you're definitely kind of going there with the mindset of you're only going to play 10 minutes, and that's going to be it, because you're not really going thinking that you're going to make it to the finals. So It was really special to get onto the main stage and kind of have that moment with my band.
You have the same band all the time?
I do, yeah. So when I graduated university, I was living in Vancouver, and I met my bass player. He's one of my best friend's brothers, and then it kind of just spiraled from there. And we've basically been playing together for the past 7 or 8 years, which has been awesome. It's really nice to just have a band on stage that you can trust. You know that when I mess up, I know I can look at them and they'll just kind of pick up the slack. It's pretty cool.
You're playing some big gigs this year. You've got Summerfest coming up, and Keith Urban, Lee Bryce are going to be there. This is big.
It's so exciting. Yeah, it's really cool. And I've been very lucky to have that band with me, and we kind of have gone from playing empty bar shows to getting onto these festival stages the past couple of years. So it's been really cool, and I think it's just a nice payoff for, to have this band. And for me, I always have to be optimistic and be like, you guys, we're not going to be playing this empty bar all the time. And so then to actually see that come to fruition is pretty cool.
Can we expect like a Canadian tour from you, or are you touring anywhere, or kind of still doing the festival scene and working in the studio?
Definitely. Kind of all of that. We're mostly doing festivals right now, and I'm back in the studio, but I definitely would love to get on a tour. I think being a supporting act on a tour at this point in my career would be kind of an exciting spot to start for me.
Right. Your new EP, you've got 6 songs, have been trickled out for us, and Honest is the title track. And this song, you've been sitting on it for a while. Why were you holding it back?
Honest was a song that I have loved for so long, just because it feels so true to myself. But throughout this whole project, I've kind of been learning, who I am as an artist, where I sit in the industry, and what I want to say. And I think at the start of it, I was so focused on what does everybody else want to hear and not what do I want to put out, So I think Honest came to be because, by the end of releasing some of these songs, I was like, you know what? Doing what my sound is and who I am seems to be working. So I might as well just commit to that and really hone in on who I am.
And the team that you've been working with is backing you up on that and really going with your sound.
Definitely. Yeah. And that's something I've been so careful in choosing, who to work with. I think sometimes having those outside influence can help or hinder you in ways if they're not totally on the same page. So being able to work with a team that's fully behind what I'm doing and kind of understands the vision, they can kind of help me circle in on it a little bit more, but they never are, saying that what I want to pursue in a way of sound or anything is the wrong way.
Right. So you just released this, but it sounds like there's more in the works. You said that you're kind of still in the studio. So what can we expect and when?
Yes, I know. It's so crazy. I feel like the ball just never stops rolling. But yeah, so we just started in the studio a couple weeks ago and working on a whole new project. So the first single of that should be out summer. So quick turnaround, but I'm so excited. I think this whole project has kind of just led me into this world of really believing in, being able to bring all my musical influences together and somehow put that into my sound. So I'm really excited. I think the next project is going to be really cool.
Will we get to hear this first single at maybe a live show this summer?
Definitely.
Awesome.
Definitely. Yeah.
Oh, so looking forward to it. And we can find you at Boots and Heart, Sunfest, and, well, maybe some others that are yet to be announced.
Yeah, there's some more stuff coming down the pipeline that'll come out soon.
So we can find that on your social media, your website, all that good stuff. And, of course, you're streaming all your music everywhere. So look for Taylor-Rae. Yes. And Taylor, thank you so much for taking the time with me. And just after this EP has dropped, I know that you're busy and preparing for all this great stuff coming up, and we wish you all the best.
Thank you so much for having me.